Disclaimer. The following containment procedures are expected to change due to revisions in Containment Protocols X10-06, which specifically deals with reality-bending anomalies, referred to Collins, Jessica, The Scranton Report, Entropy, and SCP Foundation Journal 19. SCP-1095, Object Class Keter. SCP-1095 is a spatial anomaly measuring 3.1 meters by 3 meters by 2.4 meters inside the tavern located in Texas. SCP-1095 exhibits a minor effect on local reality, appearing as a slight blurring around the surrounding area. A subject passing through SCP-1095 will be instantly translocated to a location resembling the town of, referred to as SCP-1095-1. The location of SCP-1095 inside -1 is inside the town hall of -1. -1 covers an area of approximately 1.2 kilometers squared. Any area beyond -1 is perceived as a white plane, which is domed by an electrical field of unknown origin. -1 has approximately 70,000 humanoid residents, all of whom are level 4 reality benders, referred to as SCP-1095-2. Instances are capable of manipulating local reality within an 11-meter radius. This manipulation is limited to movement of objects, transformation of objects, and spontaneous materialization, dematerialization of objects. Instances cannot directly affect other instances or personnel with these abilities. Most instances are also incapable of manipulating local reality upon themselves, with the exception of instances of SCP-1095-2-B. Instances are politically divided into 3 groups. SCP-1095-2-A. Instances classified under this group make up the majority of residents, approximately 68,000. These instances use their abilities for trivial purposes, e.g. opening a door, moving a car, etc. Attempts to use their abilities beyond this is halted by instances of SCP-1095-2-B. SCP-1095-2-B. Instances classified under this group make up approximately 300 residents. These instances resemble law enforcement, judicial members, and political leaders. In most cases, these instances are noted to use their abilities to enforce order. SCP-1095-2-C. Approximately 50 to 200 residents are classified under this group. Instances under this group use their abilities with malicious intent. In most cases, intervention of 2-B instances is sufficient enough to contain 2-C instances. In the result that intervention is not successful, these instances escape SCP-1095-1 in an attempt to pass through SCP-1095. Any instance of -2 passing through SCP-1095 into universal local reality results in a SCP-06 event. During an SCP-06 event, surrounding local reality is heavily disrupted. The disruption results in destruction of local reality outside of -1, surrounding SCP-1095. After a SCP-06 event, SCP-1095 will instantly translocate to another location. The location SCP-1095 appears in will usually be inside a tavern or store in a small town. Discovery. SCP-1095 was originally found inside a tavern in Nevada. The anomaly was reported to a local police force. An agent embedded within the force contacted the Foundation, and a provisional containment area was constructed soon after. Shortly after containment, several D-Class personnel were sent through SCP-1095 to determine its anomalous properties. After subsequent exploration, instances became aware personnel and greeted subjects. Instances of -2-B engaged with hostility. The D-Class were instructed to leave -1, where a She-06 event occurred shortly after. The She-06 event resulted in breach of containment, destruction of the containment area, and numerous casualties. An MTF was dispatched to the area, ending the event by terminating instances of -2 outside of -1. Class B amnestics were administered to witnesses of the event. After the event, SCP-1095 was missing from its original location. A test subject remained within -1 during the aftermath. The new location of SCP-1095 was found, and new containment procedures were devised. Diplomatic relations were established between Foundation personnel and instances of -2. A minority of instances were deemed a threat and became classified as -2-C. Incident 1095-02. Site 156 was established within SCP-1095-1. Agents were embedded within the stores, markets, and other places of occupation. Increased surveillance led to unrest among residents of SCP-1095. Legislature was passed by instances of -2-B. These laws relaxed surveillance by personnel. However, increased screening for -2-C instances were implemented. An instance of -2-A was accused of being an instance of -2-C. As a result, unrest escalated between residents. Security guards were placed to calm the unrest in the streets of -1. The instance of -2-A was convicted and sentenced to 2 years in prison. Unrest continued to grow among residents. Although no casualties occurred, it was suspected that a She-06 event would happen in response to the conviction. Security around SCP-1095 was heightened. Incident 1095-45. A press statement was released by SCP-1095-2-B-1. An agreement was made between the Foundation and instances of -2-B to reform the policy of screening for instances of -2-C. Surveillance decreased and security guards, agents, were limited to posts by the police station and courthouse of -1. Several weeks after implementation of these procedures, several instances of -2-C breached containment, resulting in multiple She-06 events. Several instances of -2-B passed through SCP-1095 in an attempt to aid personnel in containment. This resulted in extensive destruction of the town of where SCP-1095 was previously contained. Instances of -2-C were terminated. Instances of -2-B were instructed to go back to -1. A cover story was established under the guise that the town of suffered a fire from a nearby forest. Broadcasted news stories were intercepted to fit this story. Amnestics were administered to the residents of the new location of SCP-1095 was found shortly after, and a provisional containment site was built around the area. -2-B-5, a close relative of -2-B-1, was missing after the incident. At the time of documentation, -2-B-5 has not been found. Addendum 1095-08. Approximately 5 months after Incident 1095-45, -2-B-5 was found near Site 132. -2-B-5 was placed under custody and sent to Site, which was closest to SCP-1095's provisional containment site. Addendum 1095-10. Information restricted to Level 3 personnel or above. Credentials accepted. On April 23, 19, a She-06 event occurred within -1 despite no instances of -2-B translocating via SCP-1095. Several buildings were damaged and 2 casualties were reported. Instances of -2-B arrested -2-A-18921, who was suspected to be the cause of the She-06 event. Unrest grew between residents in -1. Shortly after arrest, an individual identical to the subject was found among protesters. Both instances were arrested to determine which instance was responsible for the event. Extensive questioning did not distinguish the instances. A test was pending to take a DNA sample between both instances. Before approval, one of the instances was found deceased inside its cell. The other instance was missing. During this time, -2-B-1 was also noted to be missing. Civil unrest grew further, resulting in destruction and looting of -1. Additional security personnel were assigned to calm the unrest. Deliberation among instances of -2-B and personnel deemed Jonathan Bixson, the site director of Site-156, to be a temporary mayor for -1. Footnotes 1. For the purposes of this document, object refers to any material or substance that an instance can touch. This includes but is not limited to inorganic materials, rocks and minerals, ferrous and non-ferrous metals, plastic and organic materials, soil, flora, fauna. 2. Instances translocating from SCP-1095 via -1 are unable to return to -1. Instances that attempt to do so materialize upon touching SCP-1095. 3. It is theorized that the cause of SCP-06 events stem from the baseline reality in -1 differing from universal local reality. Refer to Collins, Jessica, The Reality of Alternate Dimensions, A Comprehensive Study. Entropy, an SCP Foundation Journal, 19. 4. An initial instance passing through SCP-1095 disrupts reality within a 20-meter radius. This exponentially increases for every 2 additional instances. 5. This was implemented under the Radical Act, Section 2C-142. Referred to Bixson, Jonathan, A Short History of SCP-1095-1's Legislator. NP 19. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1095 is provisionally contained on site at Texas. The surrounding building is closed off to the public under the cover that it is under renovation. At least 2 security guards are to surround the area to prevent trespassing. Due to the nature of SCP-1095, Level 1 security personnel are also posted near the entrance of SCP-1095. A barrier has been constructed around the side of SCP-1095 that is within -1. Site-156 is established within -1 in order to minimize the chance of a SCP-06 event. The area is under surveillance to monitor the activities of all -2 instances. Agents and security guards are posted by -1's police precinct and courthouse. Personnel are encouraged to assist -2-B instances in intervention of possible SCP-06 events. Mobile Task Force SCP-06 Bixby Hunters is responsible for handling SCP-06 events. After a SCP-06 event, witnesses of the event are to be administered Class B amnestics. Personnel from Site-156 are responsible for determining the new location of SCP-1095. This is accomplished by translocating via SCP-1095 and surveying the new surrounding area. The new location is to be reported, and containment specialists will be sent to the area to ensure proper containment. Information related to -2-B-1 is to be reported to the site director of Site-156.